actually tried the app 3-4 years ago, it is completely different. The data is so much better, and it's not about improving it 10%, it's about improving 0.1% every single day. Better and better all the time. But when a year passes, it looks very, very different. So I encourage you to try again if you had some weird things. And if it's a small winery, we might not have gone through it yet, but most of the data is really good. The second one, as we moved into e-commerce and giving people the ability to buy through Vivino, we have a network of merchants that sell through Vivino. We found out that these user photos, like people holding it half drunk, out of focus, they looked like used bottles of wine. It didn't look that good. So we decided, and this is only a year and a half ago, that we want real photos of all the wines on the video. And again, 200,000 wineries, 10 million wines. So even if you're fast, it's going to take a while. So we started a year and a half ago, and we're now sourcing wine bottles from wineries with what we call perfect bottle shots. And again, all the most popular wines, just going through the list of every single one. We do around 7,000 wines a month now, 200 and something every day. They're all open in Photoshop. We put a light on it on every single bottle. What that means for the user is when you open the app and look at these pictures, we can do all kinds of, it just looks very, very different. So I encourage you to look at that. You will see the difference between some of the older pictures that don't look that amazing and the newer ones. But we're trying to improve that all the time. So again, it's all about the data. And I know there are producers here, so any questions you have about your data, anything that's wrong, whatever, this is the email address to use. Please get in touch. We have a full team ready to answer questions, whatever you might have. So please do. We're also, within too long, going to be talking to some wineries about testing some sponsorship products. So we'll see about that. Cool. Now, I wanted to dig a little bit into our data to give you an idea of what we can find, what I think is pretty interesting because of all these ratings and reviews that are in there. Again, we have millions and millions of people taking notes about all these wines. So let me show you first example here. This is, we took out Brunello and said, how do people describe a Brunello? And these are words. And you probably see, if you have a really good wine expert, you'll probably come up with something similar to this. We can put another layer on this. We can look at these words and then say, okay, good. Now we have all these words, but what correlates with a high rating? So if people like it and give it a higher rating, what words do they use now? And we're still at Brunello. We can dig down to a Chardonnay in a specific market or a Sauvignon Blanc somewhere else. So we can do all kinds of cross data checks, but this is Brunello all over or any English speaker. So let's have a look at that. So if you want to get a high rating, this is how people describe a Brunello. Silk, velvet, supple, raisins, bold, graphite, cola, and fruity. Any experts in the room that would say, yeah, that's right? I'm going to vouch for it. I have no idea, but it's okay.
Cola may be question.
Okay, that's what people think. Yeah, exactly. I tell it to different. Yeah, it's a good question. I'm honestly not sure.
You mean Coca-Cola?
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's what they mean. Cool. Let's turn that around a little bit. So, what words do people? You didn't want to say something like that? If you turn around and say, what words do people use that correlate with a lower rating? Yes. Green, herbal, musty, thin, sour, astringent, and simple. Well, simple is not good. So that's, and minus 0.47 is quite drastic actually. So if people, I assume that complex would be a great word to use about a Brunello. But if you hit simple, not good. So how can anyone use this? Well, of course, it's interesting to see how people describe a Brunello, what's good, what's bad. But in some cases, for a producer, also be a good idea to look at what words to use in a description and definitely what words not to use. And some could take it even further and start thinking about, you know, maybe we should design a little bit in the direction that people like and avoid the things that people don't like. So there's definitely something there. So I'll show you one more thing on the data part here. Oh, yeah. So this is one of the best-selling wines in the US, The Prisoner. You know it? It's designed for the US market, right? It's very, very popular. I think priced around $40. I think so, yeah. We have obviously a whole lot of data on this, but when we look at what people are interested in using Vivino for and say, hey, why do you use Vivino? Number one data point is rating. I want to know the rating. We're pretty good at that. We have ratings on all these things. Number two is price. I want to know the price of the wine. Maybe I want to buy it. I just want to know. The third thing we have on our list is, what does it taste like? To do that, you'll have to go in to the app and you'll see something similar to this. Descriptions of the wine, people can like, people can comment and so on. And they're good, and we try and push up the ones, the users, to do great descriptions of wine. That said, they really do vary, and there's no way to really get a quick overview on this. So you have to read through this to really get the description. And we want to change that. So right now I'm going to tell you about a feature that is launching definitely within the next couple of months for all our app users. So we're now taking this data and structuring it completely. So we will have some scales on what type. On the right is not The Prisoner actually. On the left we have data points for, definitely jumped a little bit on this presentation, but anyway. You'll see vanilla, cherry, blackberry, yogurt. That's actually data on what this tastes like. Again, very